This is Dan, and welcome to Engelgeist. This is my channel, and you're very, very welcome here. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that are over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your support. It is now 2:53 a.m. and I need to be honest and make a bit of a confession. I have been struggling with being woken up between the 2 and 3 o'clock hours, sometimes at 3:33 in the middle of the night. And it doesn't matter what time I go to bed, whether I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night or midnight. I am being woken up between the 2 and 3 o'clock hours. And I think it's finally dawned on me that maybe Spirit wants me to film these videos at that point in time. Because I think that I'm closer to my subconscious, because I'm like literally not even awake. But something is telling me to get up and film this weekly reading. So that's what I'm doing. I've been battling against this for months now. And I think that I tell you guys all of the time with Tower cards, let go or be dragged. And so I'm letting go and I'm getting up at this ungodly hour. And filming this reading because I think this is when I'm supposed to be filming and I don't even realize it. So if this video makes sense, please leave me a question or comment and let me know. If it doesn't, then maybe I'm wrong about this, because I've tried getting up and meditating and thinking about what Spirit wanted me to do, and that didn't seem to really cut it because I was trying to fall back asleep in the meditation. So anyways, let me do my normal spiel. This is the Sunday weekly underpinning reading. Right? So essentially, one of these cards will represent for like maybe 1 or 2, possibly 3 days of the week. And each and every one of you may experience it slightly differently, so be aware of that, right? This is a broad spectrum, all signs reading, created for all signs, all people who see it when you see it, right? So it is a timeless reading in that regard, but it was originally created for the week of Sunday, December 11th through the 17th, which would be the Saturday of December, right? Saturday the 17th of December. Sorry, I'm super groggy right now while I'm doing this, but I'm feeling like this is what I've been being told to be doing, and I'm doing it. So here we go. Each card will represent for a day or 2, maybe 3. So maybe you experience all of these cards, or maybe only one of these cards throughout the week, or all of these cards and then some. They're all on different timelines, so keep that in mind. Essentially, take what you need and leave the rest, right? If this reading doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't, speak to your sensibilities. Oh great, here comes the cat. It doesn't speak to your current situation, that's okay, nothing's wrong or broken. You haven't done anything wrong. You just might be working on something different at this time, okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, so if it doesn't resonate, that's completely fine. There's plenty of other great readers on YouTube. Just don't get caught into a YouTube reading spiral like I have in the past. These readings can be timeless and they can hit home in very big, weird ways. I've had some major experiences with Spirit, YouTube, and other readers lately, and it's just been wild. I mean, in a good way, but also kind of frightening. So, anyways, this is a really long-winded intro, but I guess you're getting the 3 a.m. version of me with no filter. All right, so let's see what these cards want us to know. Okay, Spirit, you got me up. I'm here. We're ready to go. Let's do this. You've been getting me up for months, and I don't even know why. It's finally connected. I hope this is the answer, because I can't do this for much longer. Alright, so we have the Magician. First off, I have to say I'm digging this card with the wings coming off of it. It really looks like the... Oh god, I'm gonna cry because I'm tired. I'm a Pisces. It reminds me of the symbol of my business, which is the heart with the wings, which is like the whole idea of Engelgeist is to like set your heart and your spirit free, right? to create your heart's desire. And the Magician is just that. He's the first card of the Major Arcana. He's a quite powerful card, and he is associated with, I believe. See, this is why I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be doing this because I can't think right now. I can't think of what sign he's associated with. I want to say Aquarius. I'm not 100% sure. It might be some random ass planet. I don't know, but we'll just leave it at that. He is the creator. He is about moving magic, making magic happen, achieving your dreams, believing in something that maybe doesn't necessarily appear real, but having all of the tools, faculties, and elements at his at his disposal, you know. And I think sometimes to me it feels like this. Well, I don't even know. This is gonna probably be the messiest fucking reading I've ever done in my life, but I'm just going with it. There's this whole symbolism with the Magician about as above, so below. Oh my god! I just noticed this little crow staring right at him and her, or them. Let's say them. Let's give them a they pronoun because there's not really sexuality to this. And the rose is blooming. Like the symbology of this card is beautiful, and we have one crow staring this way and one crow staring to the future. I absolutely adore this Magician card. Well, guys, okay. So, it feels like wings are unfurling above this magician. Spirit is working in this magician's life. Spirit is asking this magician to get up at 3 in the morning and do a reading so that it can show this magician what it's made of. And I'm only using my life as an example, but you need to figure out where your magician moments are this week, especially at the beginning of this week, right? Where are you feeling intuitively guided? Where are you feeling guided by spirit? Where can you create more magic? Where can you put your prowess, your intelligence, your wisdom? Use the elements of, earth, air, fire, water to your advantage, to practical magic, to achieve, this as above, so below idea is like this idea of where can we create the miracles in our life, and we can the power of the magician, like kind of underpinning whatever's going on. I mean, throughout the week, we'll look at the cards that come up, on the days to come and see how. But the fact that this card is underpinning this says to me that we are empowered regardless of what's, maybe being shown to us. Those roses down below, they're delicate and beautiful and graceful and represent, beauty and growth. But they also have thorns. You can't just grab a rose by the throat and pluck it without suffering the consequences. Roses to me are flowers that are extremely spiritual symbols. And all flowers are beautiful and spiritual in their own right, but roses really, to me, they're so oftentimes associated with the Mother Mary, and I just think that they're extremely spiritual, beautiful symbols. And so I love that he's sort of also protected behind that delicacy and beauty of maybe who we are, how we are, what we feel. Yet he's still protected behind that, right? We can be vulnerable and still be protected and still be empowered to create the things that we want to create, to allow our wings to unfurl, to allow our, dreams to come to life, even if they felt like dreams or magic or impossible. I feel like we're saying, no, it's not impossible. And I'm hearing right now, get it in before the year ends. And I don't know what that means, but it's like, it feels like Spirit is saying to me, or to us, to any last minute, things of I should have done this, or maybe I should have done that, or oh, what if I had gotten that accomplished this year? Don't do that. Just do it. Set about accomplishing it. Crows are law. They represent the theory of law, and they travel between the realms. And these crows on either side of this magician, one's looking directly at him in the present and one looking to the future. They're here to fly in back and forth between spirit carrying messages, dreams, desires of this magician and make them be real. Now, I don't know if it sounds a little too airy fairy for you guys, but hey, I have triple Pisces placements, so deal with it. This is my channel, this is my world, and this is me at 3 a.m. Alright, let's look at the midweek card. The midweek card is the three of, they call it discs, but this is pentacles. This looks like a rather wild party. I think I've been at this party in San Francisco. These people look familiar to me. I love this deck. I love that there's like a freaky little bald dude with a bearded dude. It's just a real cool mix of stuff going on here. Three of Pentacles is oftentimes, to me, I always associate the threes with the alignment of the mind, body, spirit. You know, like those three things coming into union and working together productively throughout the midweek, right? Where we're conscious, we're aware of them, and we're putting them to use at the 3D level, because this is a Pentacles card, which is Earth. I need water, 1 second. This is Earth element card, right? Where Magician has all of the elements, right? We're working with all of the elements in the beginning of the week. But now we're working with, where the Magician is the number one card, which would be us, right? Going inward, looking at ourselves and what do we want in the outside world and how do we want to go about creating it, trusting spirit, working with spirit, like our guides, our angels, to start to set forth the path to open up the doors for those things to begin before the year ends out, so that we can watch 2023 unfold in a really beautiful way. The Three of Pentacles says to me now, okay, now in the midweek, let's look to resources outside of ourselves. Who do we trust? Who do we love? How can they assist us? And it's not just about assisting us. How can we assist them, right? The Three of Pentacles is always about successful collaboration and building something meaningful, right? But we're also building it in the 3D world, it being Pentacles, and we're doing it from a place of balance within ourselves at the mind, body, spirit level. So this speaks to productive sort of collaboration in the midweek. Keep an eye out for that, right? Where are you getting good bits of advice from? Or who do you feel compelled to want to talk to about an idea? Oh my god, Sven is like rubbing all up against me. Sven, no, please. So, keep that in mind. Because I feel like, I don't know where this is going because I haven't looked at all the cards yet, but it really feels like we're building something this week, and it feels like something that we're building maybe to end out December and move it into 2023. So I'm just going to say that. Let's like make that prediction. I have no idea. All right, and then the last card. Oh, well, here's here we go. 10 of Cups. I love this card. Now, I don't know if you guys watch me regularly, but then when we saw the 7 of Cups in this deck, and this deck will be leaving us at the end of December, and I have got to tell you guys, I've done some retail therapy in my craziness in the last few weeks, and I have probably 50 decks out on my kitchen table that I bought. Hay House had a sale. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things coming for 2023, and I think that for me personally, that's maybe some of the messaging that I'm getting behind these cards. But the 10 of Cups is about emotional fulfillment for not only ourselves, but for everyone else involved, right? Getting everybody else to a higher, better feeling place this week. By the end of the week, we should be seeking out opportunities to do that. What I was saying about the 7 of Cups, will you not scratch up the chair, please, Sven? What I was saying about the 7 of Cups was that there was this winged cup in the center of the 7 Cups that I felt like we knew was the cup that we wanted, but we were just confused by the other options. Well, here now we have 4 very much imbalanced winged cups. Like, they're here, they've arrived, or at least they've arrived by the end of the week. And we're all embracing and enjoying and basking in the joy of this. So I feel like this, I don't want to sound so stupid and use the word portends, but I'm going to, because that's the word I feel desired to use. This portends to a really nice weekly outcome, right? Or at least the underlying energy should be that of harmony, support, community, you know, and it makes sense. We are getting closer to the holidays, although the holidays for me are usually a very depressive period. I hate that. I shouldn't say I hate the holidays, but The holidays for me make me feel even more lonelier than I normally do. Um, but I will say this. This speaks to maybe this being a different year for me, or it might be a more different vibe for you leading into the holidays. Maybe we're feeling less pessimistic and more optimistic, and maybe we're invited to a party or two, or certainly I see that weird SF party in card number 2 for the midweek. Maybe we're actually, finding ourselves desiring to be more socially out there and enjoying, and also tends to indicate a completion of a cycle, right? So emotionally, we should be feeling rather complete and finishing out maybe this week in December and getting ready for the end of the month and the new year in a very positive, um, uh, uplifting sort of way. I mean, that's certainly the rainbow there, and it could feel even a little magical with the magician at the beginning of the week. Like we could be a little bit surprised or even shocked by I want to say how good we feel. But we'll have to see what cards go on through the week, guys. So, because those cards also do have an effect. And then this is a collective reading, so you all may feel this stuff to varying degrees, but the reason why I do these readings is to let you guys know that this energy is available to you to access it at any point in time if you want to. So when I'm being a miserable Mary, by midweek I can remember, or by the end of the week I can remember, hey wait, the Ten of Cups is underneath this. Where is my Ten of Cups? And I can look for that and find that and seek that and have gratitude for that, and it can shift my perspective, my energy, my energetic vibration, and what I'm putting out there, and really change and transform and let all these cups kind of come flying to me, the messages come flying to me, all of that sort of stuff. So keep that in mind because it works the same way for you too, I believe. All right, so here's our Divine Abundance card. We've seen her before, right action. I cannot say this word. Aparigrahana literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. So in other words, and this to me also kind of has a little bit of the magician vibes too, where it's this sort of like, let's create what we need, but we don't have to force anything, we don't have to fight anything, we can collaborate for it through the Three of Pentacles, and then we can be in grateful acceptance and gratitude of it with the Ten of Cups, but we don't have to force it. If it's ours, it's meant for us, and if it's not, let it go. Don't worry about it. Don't fret. It's not worth the time, energy, effort, mental space, um, energy depletion. And I know that that's easier said than done. Like, it's funny because as I'm looking at this message, it feels like it's also for me because I have a parallel situation going in my life right now where I am very much stressed out about it. And I thought that was part of the reason why I was waking up in the middle of the night. But now I'm trying this as an option. Hopefully this is the answer. But it's like staying in this place of right action. It's just like the last week's card was non-duality. Like this idea, I feel like Spirit is trying to push forth this idea of like, don't get caught up in the smaller details. Don't get caught up in the what's right, what's wrong. Who said this? Who said that? Who did this? Who did that? Just let it go. I was on the plane on the way to Colombia when this whole trip started, and I remember seeing there was a couple of things like Spirit sends me signs in like literally signs, like signs, and like I'll sit down in the plane and the back page of the magazine says something about can't walk away, and I'm like, what? And it just feels weird, right? There was a woman on the plane that had this sweatshirt that I need to find for myself, to be honest, to remind myself, because the phrase stuck with me, and I feel like it was a warning, and I might mess this up because it's early in the morning, but her sweatshirt said, it was a black sweatshirt with a white print on it. She stood up to get her bag from the overhead bin, and it said, anything that costs you your peace is too expensive. And I can tell you guys, because I don't tell you guys a lot about my personal life, but that trip to Colombia cost me a lot of my peace, and still has been. And I'm still trying to quantify and understand and make spiritual sense out of why I sort of went through that experience. And I willingly went through it with a very open heart and very ready for whatever that had to offer me. And I think my egoic mind is still trying to make sense of that whole experience, but that phrase sticks with me. It almost felt like it was kind of like a warning sign. Not a warning sign, but it was just something that in my gut when I was sitting in that chair and I read that, I was like, wow, like, okay, I see that. I see you, Spirit. Like, I see. So I feel like this right action card, let's get off me and back on you. Let's be a good lover that way. This right action card is about that. Right? Turning towards right action. The right action should be based in ease, grace, humility. If we find ourselves struggling or pushing or fighting this week, that's not the right action. It's just not. This woman is free. She's almost dancing towards the future. Her spirit is free. She's in the shade of blue that I associate with the color, with the vibration of joy. She's like living her best life and moving towards it quite happily, right? So we want to pay attention to that this week. Whenever we're not feeling like we're just moving smoothly and easily, and it's gonna be a challenge. I'm gonna tell you guys, I've been a hot mess. This is gonna be a rough week for me in the sense of trying to shift into the beauty that I see that's in this reading, because I have not felt like this beauty here, but I need to be this beauty right now. Let me tell you. So I'm going to take these cards to heart and try and follow through with them, because this message is for the collective. It's for you, for me, for everybody that watches this video. And I get up every morning and watch them with you guys, excited to kind of, now that I'm doing these at 3 a.m., if I continue to do it this way, I may have to rewatch them because I won't remember anything, because I'm literally still like not in my full brain. All right, let's go to the clarifiers. I've not even had coffee or anything. Like, I'm going right back to sleep after this is done. I'm hoping I can go right back to bed. All right, so we have Knight of Swords. Oftentimes associated with the element air and the mind. A clarity, a piercing, a rushing in. This could be new information coming to us rather quickly. Sometimes a little bit maybe without, I don't want to say without thought, because it is a swords card, but it can sometimes come in abruptly, let's say, would be a good idea. But it could be this awareness that leads us to this magician, that opens us to this right action, that shifts our perspective and lets us know that we don't need to necessarily fight to get what we want. Maybe what we want isn't the best thing for us, or maybe, it's this idea of like getting into the flow rather than trying to force the river to flow the way we think it needs to go, right? And so to me, the Knight of Swords speaks to this idea of that incoming clarity, like coming in like a bolt or a flash, quite probably in the early part of the week with that Magician card there. And not only giving us the empowerment of the magician, but also kind of the service, the loyalty, the dedication that the knights to me always represent, and the steadfastness, that like rededicating ourselves, to our own happiness, to our own goals and desires, and then aligning our brain, our mind, our egoic mind up to the pursuit of that. And if that pursuit is a little bit relentless because the knight is like charging in there, so be it. God damn it, we're allowed for it to be that way. The next card, oh wow, okay. The swords cards are coming out. Queen of Swords takes no, she's got a bullshit meter like you wouldn't know. She's going to be, see how she has, like I always see how she has clouds all around her, yet she has clear skies above her. She sees right above all the clouds and the bullshit. The Queen of Swords, she's looking to the future. Queens are also associated with cups, which is our emotions, right? And we have that 10 of cups at the end of the week. So I feel like we're really going to be utilizing our intelligence, our wisdom, our experience, right? Our mental. This is mental realm. But we're using it to pursue us or move us forward in a very logical, methodical, clarity-based way. So I would say my advice this week is, even though we have this magic and collaboration and all of that sort of stuff, we're really using our the clarity of our mind to push that forward, but also, to me, with the Queen of Swords there in the center, she has that cups element to her. So even though she's thinking logically, she's also guided by that nurturing feminine nature within her, right? So she's not shutting out that and only doing solely logic. That would be more the King of Wands. He would be like, nah, we're not talking to my heart today. But the Queen of Swords, she's got communication with that more nurturing, delicate, say, or compassionate side to her, but she will cut a bitch. So do not let anybody come in and mess up whatever your right action is, right? Like, just cut them loose. And you should be, I want to say, with all of these swords cards, you should be able to see that rather clearly, rather uh, easily this week. All right, last card is Two of Wands. Wands are about the spirit, right? And fire. And they feed, air feeds fire, right? And so we see these this knight and this queen, which are two air signs to me, or air cards, feeding this two of fire, right? Something new is on the horizon. The Two of Wands to me can oftentimes be about plans for the future. Where do we want to be? Where do we want to go? Where do we desire to be next, right? Where are we, what out on the horizon? Like, it's always because he's holding this globe in his hand, right? And he's looking out to the horizon. He almost looks like he's having a discussion with the queen logically, and she's kind of pointing her hand to where on the globe she thinks they should go. Right, so it's like maybe the mind and the spirit are working together, and that's the elemental magic of the magician in the beginning of this week. Like, really clearly making a decision between, heart, spirit, mind. How do we want to end out this year, and what do we want to experience in 2023? Right? What goals do we want to set for ourselves? What desires do we want to pursue? And doing so with, like, sort of a sense of clarity and ease, right? We don't have to worry about, like, the exact steps that it takes to get us there. We just have to, like sort of drum up the desire and the mindset that we can indeed find our way there through our own intelligence and our own gifts and abilities. So with the Two of Wands, there sometimes can be a decision that needs to be made. It can also be about communing closer to one's own spirit. I oftentimes think of twos as couplings. So when I look at this card, it can be us coming closer to what we spiritually desire in our world or in our life, and how do we go about logically and intelligently creating that this week, or starting steps towards moving towards that. We are going to need to be tapping into listening to our emotional guidance system, I'll call it, from that right action card. Because that right action card is going to tell us if it's coming towards us, let it come, and if it's leaving us, let it leave. Don't let the rest, the worry, the fretting, the fear get into the mix and screw up the sauce, so to speak, if that makes sense. Because to me, the sauce, the chef is the magician, and the sauce is the Ten of Cups this week. And the sauce may very well lead us to outcomes that we, have only maybe dreamed about through that Two of Wands, I'm going to say, because they seem so far off in the distance, or maybe we haven't necessarily always thought that they were possible, because It may require the help of, someone else or the right action of someone else or whatever. Don't worry about that. All you need to do is worry about what's your right action, right? And how can you intelligently, clearly, logically move yourself forward in a way that brings you closer to what it is you desire. Twos, even though Wands doing scratch at me is fine. I don't know why the cat wants to make out right now, and it's like 3 a.m. Two of Wands, I'm going to say this. Wands oftentimes indicate travel or movement. But to me, the 2 and 3 always indicate a time of, I feel like it's more like a spirit timing movement where we have to sort of sit in the manifestation, create the manifestation through the 2. And then the 3 of Wands is about kind of the spiritual expectation of waiting for that manifestation to still continue to come in. Does that make sense? So I think that there is something here about getting our mind and our spirit in alignment to manifesting what it is we want, either to end out this year or to have and see roll in for us by next year, or throughout next year, even if you wanted to make this even an even bigger forecast for that period. And I do think that some of this has to do with the year end, and that's why it's like Spirit's saying, wrap it up. What did we forget? Dot your I's and cross your T's, because we got a whole new year coming. Now, let's go to the grounding stone and see what principles should we be grounding in this week while we're doing all of this. And it is on, okay, Tiger's Eye, which is extremely grounding. And I'll say protective, because I like the idea of the tiger. You may want to listen to your theme song this week, maybe Eye of the Tiger. I'm just going to say that. Anytime you get down, I am going to say that, damn it, because I'm that goofy, and I'm going to do it. So any of you out there that are listening to me, that watch me, if you find yourself shifting out of right action into a funky place, you go get Survivor's Eye of the Tiger. Get it on YouTube. Go buy it on Apple iTunes. Download it from, what was that? Hamster? No, that wasn't it. There used to be an old site that got in trouble for music downloading with it, and then with STER. I can't even think of the name. Not Hamster. Not Roadster. And Napster. I think it was Napster. I don't remember. Whatever. Get it wherever you need to get the song from, and make that your theme song this week. Okay? And what you're going to do with that theme song, because I believe that Spirit reaches me through music constantly. I don't talk about this probably enough on my channel. I keep my sort of connection to Spirit very quiet with you guys, and I just kind of read the cards and go, and maybe that's been the problem with this channel and why it hasn't grown, but maybe I need to share that a little bit more. Like yesterday, I'm just going to use this as an example. Yesterday, my YouTube algorithm has been very, scaring the shit out of me lately. I don't know why, but I started watching different people on YouTube and getting different, other readers trying to figure out why my channel's not working and all of these sort of things. And some of the videos that are now randomly showing up in my spirit, in my YouTube feed are flooring me, because it will be songs. And there's a song played yesterday that brought me to my knees by Ben Platt, called Ease My Mind. And it happened to be because of Colombia, and I send a lot of songs to him. Because they're English songs, I send them translated in Espanol. So that he can understand what's being said in the songs. And it just floored me, how this song randomly showed up, as the third video in my YouTube feed. And I swear to God, it's Spirit working through the YouTube algorithm. And I feel like saying that people will think I'm crazy. And maybe I need to embrace that a little more. And not be afraid of that. And have faith in that. And know that I'm a survivor. And listen to Eye of the Tiger this week. And I suggest that you do the same. And then we can reconvene here next week, or every day this week, and see how these things change for us. I'm gonna say this. Eye of the Tiger was a banger. It's a great song, and it will definitely shift your mood. So if you find yourself not feeling disempowered or not like the Queen of Wands ready to cut through some bullshit, and the Knight of Wands wanting to Knight of Swords, sorry, and the Knight of Swords wanting to charge in and clean your head up, right? So that you can dare to dream about how you want 2023 to look like, then get yourself some Survivor Eye of the Tiger and get grounded in that faith, guys. That is going to be your lesson for this week, okay? For those of you that do that, please leave me a comment and let me know that you're doing that, because I'm going to do that right now. I mean, not right now, but like I'm going to go and make sure that I have it on iTunes. I probably do, but if I don't, I'm going to have it on my phone. And I maybe will post it in the Engelgeist group. I need to revive myself and this channel. That's why I purchased all of these decks. I hope 2023 to bring some new revitalized energy into this dream of mine that I think I set to the wayside and started to follow other ones that didn't quite turn out. And that's okay that they didn't, you know. Through that card right action, what I'm being told is that what is meant for you will come to you, and what isn't will go away, and that's okay. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And I can have faith in that too. That is your reading for the week, and I look forward to seeing you guys these days to see how the energy transforms over the week. Thank you for tuning in. Take care, and I love you all. Bye-bye. Oh, and share the video out. It helps. All right, bye-bye.